Come on.
How are you today?
Still here.
Still here. Is that a good
Guys,
thing?
it's a great thing, but God's grace, we still here. I have a question. I need to get a copy of my records with Rebecca and the ones with Valerie,
Yeah.
so I can go to my appointment with the VA. I appreciate it.
Gotcha.
What's,
So I do have to get approval from both of them prior
Okay.
to releasing those. When do you need them by?
as soon as possible, whenever you get an appointment time. Okay. Whenever you can get them, you can just call me.
Okay. Do you want to pick them up or do you want them emailed?
You can email them to me. That way it save you time. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Walk in the light.
Hey, come on in.
Good morning, Tim.
Good morning.
I got it. Go ahead. Hmm?
I'm having a problem with this light. Oh, there, okay.
Might be the power's off in certain neighborhoods in
Well, it was,
Mechanicsville.
This is, the storm kind of picked up a little.
Right.
How are you? How's your foot?
Oh
Looks
man,
like you're walking like
it was
totally...
swole. I didn't know it was swole like that. When I went to the VA,
Yeah.
it was like I was
Well, you
like
look like you're walking normal.
a little bit. They told me to. They put. I had the some kind of professional tape put on there so I could strengthen the muscles, and they gave me a shot of some heavy drugs that put me to sleep.
In the foot or?
No,
up here?
in my shoulder.
Really?
But it's still a little swole.
So
So
what is it? What happened? What?
I drove to Tennessee. I got out the car and I felt like, I'm like, well, what could have possibly happened? Maybe it's old age. I don't know. But it just swole. I didn't do any sports, no activities. It just was, when they showed me the picture, I was like, where under my leg?
Yeah.
So they just told me just take it easy and
Okay.
tenderly.
But they didn't call it anything? I mean, it was...
She said it was like a bruised ligament or an inflammation.
Just age thing?
I was like, well, I was driving and asleep. I mean,
Yeah,
that's-
right.
She was like, it happens sometimes. Well, the doctor, she was Dr. Wiley. She was like, it happens sometimes. So
Dr. Waller?
Wiley, W-I-L-E-Y,
Yeah.
at the VA. She was very, very. She had a great bedside manner. She was like,
Oh,
it
that's
happens sometimes, but you have to put this on. So they gave me a boot to wear,
Oh, okay.
medication to rub on my feet.
Sounds like just these weird, yeah.
It's one of those things
Like,
like
what
the
do you
girl
want?
in the sidewalk. You say the girl with the sidewalk. If she only had one more step to take before she got hit by the car.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of the things that happened. It's no explanation because I don't know if I was running in my sleep. Maybe I had, because sometimes I wake up, the covers all wrapped around me, or I feel like it's off the bed. Maybe I'm kicking in my sleep, but I can't understand
Well,
this.
that's true. I know that's hard.
Yeah, I'm just driving.
It could be one of those things where, one day you wake up and, after 60, it's like,
Don't
You
remind
wake
me.
up and then for no apparent reason, you got this twinge in your side, right? And then the next day, nothing. And then weeks later again, and then nothing. Or 3 days and then I mean, it's just, there's no rhyme or reason. What's supposedly. Yeah, right.
And I try to,
Yeah.
stay flexible. I go to the chiropractor twice a week, and
Yeah.
and I try to stretch, and I go putt every now and then. Got to do some sand work this week and see how I feel.
Right. Okay.
But I couldn't go this week because my ankle. It was.
All right. Couldn't even. All right. Where's my forms?
Can't wait till they open the
So-
pool back up.
Huh?
Wait till they open the pool back up on Frank. I used to go to the Y and swim every
Yeah.
in the morning time, but I can't get in. They closed it for renovations.
Do you want to are you in the EMDR and find another we call it targets, where you target the thing? I mean, are you interested? If you're not, no problem.
Of course.
I
No, how are you feeling? First of all, are you okay?
Yes, I have been better. You know what's weird? You know what's really weird? I can't tell you. I think luckily I don't get the vertigo, the spinning.
Right.
I got it once. That was in the beginning. The very first time ever it happened with a spinning incident. It was in the morning, 7:30, 7 o'clock, whatever. This was maybe it's been a year now. And I'm like, what is that? I mean, it was like out of the blue, like nothing different. And it was weird, and it went away, but then I felt funny. He felt off. And so I think after a day I still felt off, so I better go check this out, whatever. So anyway, the point is, since then I haven't had the room spin,
Right.
but I've had the off. And that makes you feel a little funny, depending on, it can make you just feel a little off or like just icky off.
Right.
Like nauseous, icky off. It's weird. But since that happened, people have come out of the woodwork. Not because I talk about it. I don't talk about it. But people I just had a client last week say cancel, and they're like, I'm sorry, I got vertigo for the last 2 days. I can't. And then, I mean, I just keep hearing people. I had another person socially, at a sport thing, say that her son's girlfriend, who's 30-ish, just got vertigo. I mean, it's amazing how many people start coming out of the woodwork that you just and by chance you've never heard of this thing. Oh, and then I just heard another friend's husband's brother. I mean, it's just like it's crazy. And before last year, I hadn't really heard I had heard of it, but I didn't. But now I'm like, oh my God, it's so sad because I'm lucky because I get the off thing just randomly. Yeah, it's just weird, and then it can last an hour, it can last a day, so that's what happened that morning. So I thought it might go away, because sometimes it does. It depends, but it doesn't usually come in the middle. Like, it doesn't just start at 3 o'clock. It's weird. It's really a weird, and I'm sure everybody's got their own stories, but you just feel off, and it just gets icky feeling like just.
What's the
like
cause
you
of
put
it?
cold water on your face, or you just have to do something.
What's the cause?
Well, there's one cause, which is supposedly crystal, and I know this is true because I just know. You can look it up, but it's really interesting. There's these little crystals in your ear canal, and I don't know what happens with them, but they get off, and that's why you get the nausea, because the balance, yes, your balance gets weird. And in fact, I know somebody who, like, there's something called the Epley maneuver, where you lay on the bed and you kind of throw your head back down, and then you turn it 30 seconds this way, and then 30 seconds weird over here, and then looking down and over for 30 seconds, and and what it's doing is it's getting that crystal to kind of move somewhere else, down, away from the whatever's making you dizzy and weird. And that person, the first time they did that, they threw up like when they first started it, they threw up, and then nothing gross. And then they did it for halfway through, and at the end they had sat up and they threw up again, and then they felt a little better. But it doesn't happen every time. But so there is that maneuver that you can try to see if that crystal is. It's just fascinating.
Like a wheel alignment for your body.
I guess.
Right.
But if it's off, you get that icky, and it's just. Like I said, it goes anywhere from people, like, literally, I feel so bad for people who have the spin. There is almost no worse than having the room spin. because if you open your eyes, you're just, and then if you close your eyes, it's bad. I mean, there's no, it's just nothing to take it away. So, knock on wood, I haven't had that for a year. But this off thing where you feel icky and you can kind of move through the day sometimes, and other times it's just like happened last week where it was just, you felt like you had a cold, something on your face, and I felt like a little bit ick.
Do you have to lay down or something?
No, not necessarily. You just, and then sometimes it passes. It's just bizarre. It's like mine. I think that day passed. I don't know how long it took, but I think it did. I don't think I had a 9 o'clock, and it passed by 10. And I was lucky in that way. So it was just, it's just
random.
Yeah, it's really random. But now I'm realizing that if it hits, it's usually in the morning. So I'm like, should I have a morning person now? I don't know if I should. But what do I do? Not have a morning person all day, all week? I mean, what do you do?
Right.
So luckily I'm flexible. Luckily people are pretty nice, like you, and understand that I hate it. I hate that I have to do it. So, yeah. So I apologize. I mean, you got to go to your thing faster, but still,
It's all right. No, as long as you're okay, I'm fine.
You just feel terrible when you have to do that, because I've had to do that to you twice.
Well, if you start giving me cash, you'll start feeling bad.
What's that?
Every time you have them, just give me $200-$300, then we'll call it even.
Yeah.
See? No, it's all right. No, I understand, because it's like my child's mother used to get morning sickness, and it would last all day. I'm like, how does this last all day? I was like, you've never been pregnant. They say, you've never been pregnant. I was like, you're right.
Yeah, I saw somebody that had like a blurb about, like, she's laying on the couch with her husband, and you see her going like this, because she says, I'm pregnant, and he's complaining of being tired.
Right.
She's kind of like, because that's soaking all your nutrients.
She had to get she used to have to get IVs all the time.
Huh?
She was dehydrated. The baby had her, so she had to take her to the hospital to get IVs at the base.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But anyway, I don't know if I told you, because maybe I'm here. I told you I'm here last week and this week, but not next week.
Not next week?
I think I told you that last when you were leaving.
Okay.
I'm here I was here last week, not in this week. Off next week.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
A couple of things coming up. It's summer. It's summer, and it's
Enjoy yourself. Yeah.
Early fall and things. Nobody takes off in winter unless they're going skiing in Colorado. I guess.
Yeah, and the schools start back August 18 in Florida. Yeah, most people. So
I thought they pulled it back like that. Remember, it used to always be after Labor Day, which made sense to get that out of the way, and then all of a sudden, I think that's weird.
Budget, finances.
I wonder if it's teachers complaining, like, it could have been another holiday, because now they get another holiday.
Right.
To argue, because it's not just built into the summer, but whatever. All right, I'm going to revisit this, and if you get tired of me asking, then just tell me.
Go ahead.
Okay. Where are you with everything with that incident, and kind of where have you sort of landed at this point? Because you have gone over it 1 million times. We have gone over it 100,000 times. So not kidding. But where are you with that? We've looked at it a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm. I basically, just wish it never would have happened. It's out of my control.
That's right. I like to hear. That's an important statement right there.
Yeah.
It's a very important statement.
I think I had an unrealistic. I think I had this assumption that Captain Hall could have did more, and the people who was there. And I thought about it, probably like frame by frame.
Right.
A lot of times, people when they see new things, they're more willing to try stuff to see how this works, and maybe let me see how this round get it in. Might have got called off, forgot the round was in there, but end up. I don't know, but let me skip. I was at church. We had a recording for the church, and the young lady gave a testimony about how she went through things in South Africa. and it brought me into the moment while I was in the church on Staple Mills Road up the street, and I just feel bad, you know.
Of course.
I
Of
just,
course.
you know, he was too young, and
Yeah.
it was a song I forgot the singer, "The Good Die Young." I forgot the guy.
Virgil?
We used to hear it in the military, and it happens all the time in the
Uh-huh.
military, and it's one of those high risk occupations that you really don't take in account that you could be your life. It's always someone else.
You just nailed it right there.
Yeah.
You know what? You just nailed it. It's we all know what we sign up for. We know this or that, but we just, for some weird reason, we just don't think it's going to happen to us.
Never.
Like somebody we care about or near us. What is that? What the question is, why not? I mean, why not would it happen? Or to any whatever it is, whatever the thing. Like when people get cancer, why her, not her?
Yeah, we're invulnerable. Cancer's never hit anybody in my family.
I mean,
Except
it's just, God, that's crazy.
it never hit anybody in my
It's
family
amazing.
until my 2 kids was born.
Mm-hmm.
Leukemia and fallopian tube cancer, my daughter. And it's not in my
Never even
family.
heard of that. Never even heard of that.
And mother was losing her mind. I was like, we just gonna pray about it. And like I say, they thought it might have been from the vaccines. They don't know, because I was in all these different comments. In the military at Walter Reed, when I was stationed there, was saying it might be because looking at your chart, you got all these things that was never proven by the FDA. They just gave them to you. And I was like, well, we can't change that. But them the only 2 in my family ever had cancer, and thank God they're cured. Now my son lost like maybe 100 pounds, going to the NBA to play basketball. Finally got leukemia. He just started losing weight, and they was going to do a bone marrow transfer because we got the same blood type, A negative. And I was going to be a bone marrow, and that thing hurts when they got to go in your spine. But thank God he's okay now. And then my daughter's had a child since the cancer scare. So we don't know. It's unpredictable. This life. We get things that come. Some things.
True. God, and there's so many things. There's so many weird. I know somebody who has something called Marco Sharif syndrome.
That don't even sound good.
Like
Lou Gehrig disease.
It's like a it's a muscle atrophy sort of thing.
The muscles draw.
They weaken, I think, and then there's nervy stuff, I think, that goes on. And there's I know somebody with that, and it is 5% of the population. I mean, some ridiculous small, thing. So, I mean, we just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like playing blackjack.
I mean, it's not like breast cancer, where it's starting to, there's really something going on out there with all the junk that we're doing. But for a lot of things, it's just this. Oh, that's 5% of the population. That's 2%. Like what? I mean, somebody? What? So it's just. I think we have to accept what we can. Accept what we can't control.
Yeah.
Because if we try to fight this stuff, we're going to drive ourselves even more crazy. It's hard enough having to deal with it, much less fighting it. And to accept things doesn't mean you agree and you like it. It just means you accept it as reality.
That's one of the things I appreciate. My mother and my father was reflecting on this week. They stayed together till they died. They didn't get divorced. I never seen them argue for us fight. They just came with they had a problem. They came up with a solution instead of fault finding.
Good for them.
And I learned, I have that to draw on, but when I was going through, I think mine became more like faith. I believe in God. I went to church all my life, went to summer vacation Bible school, all summer. We was in church Monday through Sunday. And at this time that I thought that I needed some help, I questioned, which I asked God to forgive me. Where was you at? I mean, God, I need help. It became a faith.
Struggle.
Yeah, and it was like I read the Bible, Romans 8:28. All things work together for the good. How is this good coming out of this? So knowing the Bible and reading and then seeing this thing actually transpire, it became, my faith walk became a little shaky.
Yes.
I'm rooted and grounded in Christianity. God, I study your word. I know the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. But this moment, I can't. Then later on, I talked to the pastors in the church, the AME Church, the Baptist Church of God in Christ. Some things you will never, ever know.
Right.
So I came up with this saying that when I see God, I'm going to ask him. But then it came to me lately, it won't even matter.
It won't matter.
You can't change it. When I get to see
I
God.
know. that's funny you
Yeah.
mentioned that. Somebody else has said something this last
Yeah.
week about the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
It won't matter then,
and
person.
everybody has that question.
Because some things are not his ways. That's why I had to go through the Bible. I purposely, well, my family taught us this, but I purposely had to learn the scripture. If I believe in this, I must know it. Like any other profession, I got to pass a competency test, take CCEs every year or every 2 years, whatever. So I wanted to make sure what was I doubting? What was causing me doubt? And it says that Isaiah 55:89, his thoughts are not our thoughts, his ways are not our ways, for as the heaven from the earth, so his ways are my ways and his thoughts are my thoughts. So I can't really think like God is thinking in this situation.
We're kind of a different entity.
Right.
Different.
I'm finite,
You're
he's
trying to-
infinite.
yeah.
He's infinite, I'm finite. So I have to attack mine from that area.
Uh-huh.
You can't put the pieces together, no matter how you try. Just live the best life you can to honor Hubbard, you know what I mean? Help other veterans, I think that's one of my passions, my whys. I found another, my attorney, he went to West Point where I taught at, but he came after me. And we was talking about, he's faith-based, and I was like, I said, you believe? He said, yeah, of course. I was in the military, I was in the Army. So you get faith. But when those certain things happen, it really rocks you. I mean, the pendulum goes from right to left quickly, not slowly, but.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of my struggles that I tried to bury with a bottle, drinking two quarts a day or 2 pints, whatever it was that they make you drink in the military. You had to drink at lunchtime, 11 to 1, 2 drinks, mandatory. And I never drunk, so then it became a habit.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. I saw something. You can even look at there's something called Shark Week. it's on the
All the sharks.
yeah, Shark Week. And you have to think about like people get hurt and stuff like that. And it's, anyway, they're trying to figure out why they're getting more
Aggressive.
Well, I don't know if they're more aggressive. I don't know.
They're coming
If they're
closer to the
more
beach in Florida.
They're coming in.
Right.
And they don't know if they have
Food.
3 reasons for that. One is they think part of it may be climate change, which I'm still, they haven't convinced me that, I don't know. Number 2, social media just shows more that things are happening.
Right.
And whereas before, and I can't remember the third one, it was some kind of I can't remember, but they had 3 reasons they were saying that all 3 are, a little bit of each happening.
They develop a
But there's
taste for
something
human
going on
meat.
here, because you just, growing up, we never had a problem going to the, ocean, and it just.
I used to
didn't
swim
think
all the way
about
out.
it. Didn't even think about it.
I swim out a half a mile and swim back for training. And then I was like, I've been swimming in the water, and now you see the area drones, the
Right.
shark, it's a school of sharks there.
Yes.
And I'm like, I used to swim out there.
Yes, it's just weird. It's just interesting. And they talk about don't ever, turn your back on a shark. Apparently, this is weird. They can tell that you're, I guess,
Your eye.
looking at them,
Right.
and they will not attack as much as if they like the
Silence.
surprise.
Right.
And the fact that they hit people's heads because it's something that sort of sticks out. You can tell with their whole body. The only thing you can get your mouth right, and it's like a stick out sort of thing, is the head. And
Yeah.
they have their head in the mouth. I mean, it's crazy. It's very interesting. I found myself watching that. Very interesting show. I got to tell you, I didn't think it was crazy. And they do the attack where that's why they don't just do it right. They kind of bump. They kind of
Knock you off.
Boom, and bump the whatever. And anyway, it's crazy. Anyway, but the question, what you were talking about was why would God allow really mean animals? Like, I mean, it's one thing they eat their own, and all the ecosystem. You eat the little ones, and the little ones eat the little ones, and then. But why not? Why'd you make them like us?
As the meat
I mean,
became
it's just that
tasty.
kind of stuff. There's such detail. I mean, the shark has a membrane that goes over their eye. When they attack, it goes over there. And what it's doing is protecting the eye from any possible enemy or whatever.
Gouging.
And so all these little details, but you couldn't have the detail like, hey, I'm going to make them that they don't like people at all. But they don't know it's people. They don't really want you. Something attracts them. It can be a sound or something. Anyway, so really they don't want us supposedly, but
but they can
There's
hear
another
so
reason.
well.
Yeah.
Even scuba diving, we have the spears, so you have to think sometimes.
It's crazy.
And then right now we just had like a 20-something foot alligator. They were showing walking in the neighbor's yard. They're coming out of the water now looking for pets. A lady was in the water 4 feet and not too far from my house in Florida with a dog, and an alligator came up.
I can't.
But it bit her.
Got the dog. Oh.
It bit her. She was fighting for the dog. It broke her wrist or something like that. But so we can't get in 4 feet of water no more. Used to be you can get in water. It had to be 2 feet like that, but they're coming closer and closer.
That stinks.
And
people in Florida, they're getting people come and get their rattlesnakes out of their yards and all kinds of mess.
Right now we have anaconda and python season, where the people back in the day, the drug dealers had bought these exotic snakes. They got too big, they let them go. They populated so much in the Everglades. It's called Alligator Alley between West Palm Beach and Belgrade that whoever catches the most get $10,000. So that's how they try to eradicate the population. But they're eating deer and alligators.
Hunters. Yeah, I've heard
They're
python hunters and all that.
You got it.
There's a show on that. Did you know that?
You can watch.
Swamp people.
Ride across the street, Alligator Alley, going from West Palm Beach to Belgrade, from the west to the east coast. You could hit something. Don't get out your car to look for it, because the snakes be crossing the street because it's cool at night. So do not get out your car.
Okay.
No.
Oh my God.
So you want to go by in the daytime. Traffic at night is kind of diminished, where people have to drive the trucks, so.
Yeah. Have you ever watched one of those shows with the alligators and the guys that, what do they call them, alligator catchers, whatever they are?
The guy who got
Tamers?
killed. Yeah, the guy who got killed playing with the Australian guy.
Oh, now he was in the water.
I know.
You go by a
Stingray or something.
But the problem is they took it out. You're not supposed to take it out. You take it out, you're going to bleed out.
You're going to bleed out.
Keep it in there, which
Yeah.
you would think, of course, get it out, right? And if he had kept it in, he would have been here, and they would have removed it, not whatever they do.
But it's kind of hard when it's hurting.
Of course we do. You're not thinking of it to leave it in there. Of course you're
Yeah.
not. That's so sad.
Yeah.
Very sad. But okay, well, I don't know if we're gonna have time for EMDR, but what would be? So what do you think So yeah, all right. So
The VA.
You're going back to So you think you feel like that's been flushed out?
What's that?
The one about chair and no, you're just not letting that.
It's,
Bad does not feel. Oh, no, excuse
No.
me. Bad does not mean you're going to figure it out. Bad
Right.
does not mean anybody's fault. Bad does not mean. Well, you say there was somebody's fault somewhere in there. I mean.
because you can't,
Yeah.
a weapon don't come with a round in it,
But does it? Yeah, and everybody knows what they, sign up for. That there is the friendly fire thing. There is all that. All that.
We prefer, if I was to get shot, let it be by the enemy, not by my own people friendly fire. It happens.
Error.
It happens
it's one
more
thing.
than it's reported, because
Oh, is that right?
people get shot at the range. You say, hey, keep your head down. What? And turn around with the weapon in your hand. Drill sergeants get shot all the time. That's one of the most. That's one of the most deadly. Huh? Yeah, but you want to stand behind, because when I'm doing it, you want to stand behind the person.
Right.
You want to touch them, talk to them, touch them on the shoulder. I'm behind you.
Yeah.
The safety is not to turn around with that weapon. If you have to turn around, leave the weapon face forward.
Down.
They turn around.
Yeah.
But most people, because they watch John Wayne and this, they want to turn around. Your hand's still on the trigger. You're shooting 7.62 rounds or 5.56, so you're gonna cause some damage. It happens all the time. They shut the range down, do an investigation, then you got to go to another range. But it happens. So I've seen that. So when you see it, you get kind of callous to it. But when it strikes your own, it gets past that armor you got on.
I got you.
Well, that guy was from C Company. I never knew him, so it's not really personal. It's more impersonal.
Yeah.
So
But I guess the main thing is people in the military. My experience with this is that it's in your case anyway. What could I have done? All that stuff you've been going rolling around, and at some point, you have to get to some resolution about. No, I mean, and even if there were, how do I work? How do I work with somebody through that? Like if they have been the one that just made human error, they have to forgive themselves, and somehow they have to move through that and resolve that in their somehow, right? And that wasn't even the case with you, but
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the worst case scenario when it
The one who pulled the
was
trigger,
something.
yeah, he went on and became a law enforcement officer.
Who?
The guy who pulled the trigger.
Oh,
He's in Florida, West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale. He became a CO for the jail, correction officer. The rest of them, they got high, drunk. We called, talked to each other. It became I guess the catalyst for a spiral down from being a hardcore charge and recon to I got to find some kind of solace in a bottle or drugs. And like I say, we was not allowed, or they didn't at that time. They didn't have a platform for mental health. Drive on. These are two words. Drive on, and that's all we knew. But by the grace of God, my mother was teaching psychology and all this, so I had a little help in the church. But it still was something that they couldn't touch because they was not part of a unit. So when you're talking to someone, you really don't understand what I'm talking about. You might think you know what I'm talking about, you don't. So I had to get past that part about putting up that shield and let someone come in so I could hear. So I did talk to my pastors. I talked to people in the church. And, but that, when it's personal versus impersonal, I think it strikes you a little bit different.
Of course. Oh, always. It's like we said before. You hear about cancer, and all of a sudden one of your family members are like, oh.
Yeah, my daughter, my son.
Whoa.
Yeah, where this come from,
Right. If people just have some human nature that people don't think is going to happen to them.
No.
They just don't.
I never thought I was going to die in the military. Even though I was getting shot at, I just didn't believe I was going to die. My faith, I was going to be here when Jesus comes. That's what I said. When that incident happened, or several more happened before then, like the Stevens that shot the back of his head off with the 45, all that kind of thing, it changed your perspective on your longevity. My mortality now is becoming the question. Before, I can't die. I can't die. This is not for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to die in the bed with my wife.
Yeah.
Now.
At 95 years old, right?
No, 969. I'm going for the record. So, but when that it just changed my thought process. People become a unit that's trained to work on muscle memory, like putting. You do it so much. You can get down there and take the putt and putt. And whatever. You look at read the green. But when in the military, you do things by automatic. You're on automatic. When something happens, it makes you doubt your skill level.
Yeah, okay.
Now I got a problem. Is he really gonna be?
Yeah.
It breeds mistrust, or I think we went through a lot of that.
Well, you just know that things can really, really, really happen. I mean, it's different hearing it. Sure, it's different hearing it. It's almost like, there's a lot of these people, and I'm not getting political here, I'm just talking about different things you hear about people who complain about this, that, and the other. But then when it's like, well, then you do whatever. Like, for example, I don't know, that sounds too political. I don't want to sound political.
No, go ahead.
No. Like they complain
It's kinda
about
hard.
something, but they're not willing
They don't have a solution.
Yeah, or they don't, like, I'm just going to do it, I'm just going to say it. So people can complain about, let's just say, remember when they bussed all the immigrants over, in the buses and all that, put them up in the hotels and all that in New York? Okay?
$2,000 a week.
Yeah. Anyway, but like, so a lot of people would say, oh, we should be doing that, or the other, like, well, we should be doing that, whatever your position is. But then when they went to people's houses and said, can you house people? They were like, oh, no. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, they're willing to say something until it affects them. Like, well, then if you're so want them over and, just have them over here for no, without any whatever, we have 4 that we would need housing for. Can they come on in there?
No, of course not.
And they're like, no, that's, and I hate to use that example, but I can think of any other. And it's like, then all of a sudden, like, wait a minute, this is too real. Not in my house.
When it's too close to home.
It's not right. It's not in my. I'm all for it, but not in my house. Oh, wait a minute, what? Whose house then? Not yours. Yeah, right, exactly, his.
We make,
his house. Yeah.
do we look at them as people or we look at them as projects? So a lot of times we do our jobs in the military, we have humanitarian intervention, but my job was a project, a mission, not humanitarian intervention. You know, they might say that word in Congress, the halls of Congress or in the news. We're going to do a military intervention, not humanitarian, which is totally different. We're going, if possible, to protect whatever we're supposed to protect for America, these people, or we're going to set up bases, or we're going to do some damage to someone. But when it comes to talking about it, it's like, I like people, but I don't like them like that. Everybody knows. What do you think, sir? You don't want to know what I'm thinking. Well, I'm thinking the same thing you're thinking. You don't even have to say it. People like, we just only going over here to do this, not that.
Yeah.
You know, but I used to feed people. It was, I can say it now because I've been out in the military over 50 years. It was, we was not allowed to feed Panamanians in Panama, Central America. And that's where we got 5 bases that are known to America besides the secret bases we had over there. It was called Escuelas de America, the School of America. We taught Latin American dictators how to oppress their people. Congress shut us down. Everybody got shipped from there to MacDill Air Force Base in Florida. But while we was there, we had this standing order. If you got caught feeding Panamanians, you would get court-martialed. You would get and these people are hungry.
Wow.
We throw in more food than we can possibly eat. So why not give it to someone? I'm thinking that's the Christian thing to do. And I used to buy them food all the time. I'd be there, you see the little kids hungry, so dame comida, give me food. Okay. Arroz con pollo y planta ensalada. See, then I would.
Oh, I got that down.
Yeah. I stayed there 4 years. I was a senior. I lived with a Panamanian.
What is it?
Dame arroz con pollo and planta ensalada. Give me chicken and rice, please, with some plantain. So I would feed them. It was only $2 for the meal. Of course, the half a chicken was that big, which I'd never seen a chicken like that before. I have a chicken.
Right.
So I don't know whether they were using steroids or it was monkey meat, but whatever it was good.
Yeah.
But I fed them, and that's something that we have to. I was taught to feed people, so I'm going against what my culture and my background was. You treat everyone as they're human. I didn't see them as a project. I saw them as people.
Right.
That's where the problem comes in. Conflicts in the military.
Well, no, they have to teach you to do. Some of that, right? It's a mind game. Like it's personal. It's kind of like what they do in court, and they don't give the person that when you're testifying on somebody. Remember that movie, A Few Good Men? And they said don't use his first name and make him sound like a person.
Right. Impersonalized.
Personalized, right? Yeah.
Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise.
Great movie.
You can't take the truth. You can't.
Great movie. But he makes great points on the stand. If you really listen to his thing,
Jack Nicholson
says, it makes you think. Made me think.
And that's the military. And that's actually the military.
Yeah. Yeah. But he did say, I protect you, and then you're going to question the way I protect you. Something like that's what he was saying.
National security. We have one of my things we talk about that deprogram EPMD. The Constitution says we all have these rights, inalienable rights that we're not supposed to violate. The government is supposed to be afraid of the people, not the other way around. But in time of war and terrorist acts, can we suspend those rights, constitutional rights, for the good of all? That's one of the questions I proposed to the law school.
Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah.
It's where you at on that spectrum. Can I send you to Guantanamo Bay without giving you a trial if you are enemy combatant, or should I give you due process? That's a different court. That's military.
Yeah.
The Geneva Convention says certain things. The World Court says certain things. But we have to protect us. It's the second you losing your liberty. Are you willing to sacrifice some of your liberties for the good of others? A lot of people not. But we have to make those decisions. I have to shot M14 through. I got a shot to take to save the rest of my squad. I'm taking the shot. There's no doubt.
Yes.
I can get court-martialed by 12 people later, but in the meantime, I don't want to get carried by 6 people because I'm dead. So I will take the shot. I had no That's why I became a sniper for the military. Are you
Are you a
willing to
sniper?
M14 throughout 9 scope, national match ammunition 7.62. My story goes
What
deeper
was
than M14, which was glass packed. They took the inner workings out of an M14, glass packed it for accuracy. An M14 you can shoot 1,000 meters without a sight. I can hit a target 1,000 meters without a sight. With a sight on there, which was 3x9, I could shoot up to a half a mile,
Oh my
depending
God,
on
that's
the
like
wind.
How many football fields is that?
Well, it's like a football field, like 100 yards, not counting the end zone. So you can shoot probably 10 football fields with accuracy.
Crazy.
We
That's crazy.
Shot 1,000 rounds a day
That's,
for 6 months.
Show 'em.
Huh?
What?
Right here on the back. Right there. See that?
Oh,
That's
no.
they had to do shoulder surgery because I kept knocking my shoulder out. I would knock it back in. That
Oh
weapon would
my
the
God.
weapon hits.
Repetitive.
I had to shoot 1,000 rounds a day. You know what 1,000 rounds of ammunition?
Practice?
Practice 1,000 rounds a day. I shot. They gave me so much ammunition. I didn't want to see no ammunition.
That's crazy.
But that's
I could say
that's training.
500 is crazy.
1,000. You had to do that for school. You had to pass the school. You got accepted to the school.
I mean, 500 is like,
When it comes to the life of, they actually the question was the psychiatrist. Would you be willing to take a shot if the president of the United States was being held hostage and the person you saw through the scope was your brother? Would you take the shot? I go, yeah, I'll take the shot.
Yeah.
But I would try to shoot him here.
Never thought about.
Shoot him here, which paralyzed that nerve in his finger. You can shoot a person right there.
Okay.
But if you miss,
Yeah, right. You got his head.
or the spine.
Oh, you're just shooting it. You're shooting the wound.
But if you have to shoot the kid, you have to take the shot. Would you take the shot? We had patches on. They had a man's head with a sniper round on it. Defense Secretary Caspar Weinberger under President Reagan.
Yeah.
Wife came to our school and said that was inhumane, so we stopped wearing the patch.
What was the patch?
He had a man's head with the sights on it.
With the what? Oh, with
The sights. So she was like, that was inhumane. Caspar Weinberger, Secretary of Defense.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. 1982. Margaret Thatcher, President
Yeah, I remember all that.
Reagan.
You know, and you didn't know what was going on really until there was a problem. You didn't know it was going. Like everything is so transparent now. Well, like depends on the president, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Oh, it was transparent then for us because they gave you the orders.
Well,
to
y'all,
go.
yeah.
If you went, if you got something happen, you got to you're disavowed. You was not part of this or whatever. But if you was in war, you're protected by Geneva Convention.
Mm-hmm.
But if you had to take a shot and you didn't have on a military uniform, you're a spy. You could be killed. Because then it's like,
Yeah, right.
man, it was
Wow.
well. So that was another thing that played a part of Hubbard's death too. We was able to do things that most squads didn't do because we was a recon platoon. Everybody had different training.
Uh-huh.
You got a guy that can blow up stuff.
Yeah.
I'm cross trained in that too, but you got a guy that was the medic, a guy that had the radar that could pick up signals, and you got people. You got a platoon of 21 people that each one of them had a vital job and cross trained with another one. So we was interchangeable. If you lost 2 people, you was interchangeable. So when you lose a person, it throws the whole platoon off.
Mm-hmm.
So that it was a lot of dynamics to it, but I would do it all over again.
Wow. And then to have to go back into regular life. I can see where that transition.
No
is
training.
Really tight.
No
really
unemployment.
hard.
Wife and kids. You got to wait 6 months to get a check. I said, excuse me?
Nuts.
6 months.
That's crazy.
6 months. Unemployment. You check my record. I didn't get unemployment. I couldn't get unemployment. I just came from the military. Get in the back of the line, buddy. That's what I heard. I mean, it was, but thank God my mother had a funeral home, so
Yeah, all right.
Wow, it was crazy.
Do you believe that, well, this sounds political too. Sorry. It's hard to talk about current
You can
events.
talk to me about anything.
It's hard to talk about current events without just talking about
If
what's going on.
it's
It's
intertwined.
facts.
Everything is intertwined.
It's facts.
Yeah.
It's not politics. I'm just talking factual things I see. I don't know. Doesn't mean I have an opinion. I'm not going to tell you my opinion, maybe, but I think there are things that everybody's seeing, right? the transparency of the military now, as far as what is your thought on that?
We say
You got
one
the guy,
thing.
well, you got the guy in there now that's
The
was there
defense, Espy,
yeah, I can't even, Pete.
Espy.
Um,
Hurst, something beginning with
He
the
was
H.
in there. He looks like he's very pro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think that seems very pro. I don't know,
He fired
there's
the
some
admiral.
people you just know they appoint him and they're like, you don't know anything about. You don't feel like you know anything about it, but he's like, he's into it.
He stopped the admiral from taking over the fleet in the Pacific because he had a drag party. So
Did he what?
the admiral that they want to promote, the Secretary of Defense, the guy Pete, he canceled his appointment, which would have been great for his military career, to be in charge of a fleet of destroyers and ship because he had drag parties and made the soldiers go to
drag
him.
parties.
Right.
Oh,
You say
well,
we're not having,
and he was using federal
which
money.
I agree. Right. You can't make me.
Ridiculous. It's disgusting.
I don't want to go to a drag party.
And that has nothing to do with his homophobic. It's just you don't use federal. He could have had any kind of social.
We don't care about the strippers. It's just a drag
No,
party.
he doesn't care.
Yeah.
But I don't think he cares. I don't know.
He doesn't.
But
He-
he doesn't. It's just the money of using that for like. Who in the world?
It was only like
That's like
$500.
you using Family Insight money to have people come in and have drinks in this room or something like that. You
When,
can't
when,
do that.
when is that? Okay,
no,
I'll do
no,
it.
no. But
No.
you just, I mean, hello.
Yeah.
Like,
But I agree with it.
I agree with it too. And that absolutely. Boy, I saw it. But you know what? People been getting away with stuff for years, obviously, or you wouldn't push the limit like that. And that's like total. I'm out there with using the money for the unbelievable.
So he canceled his promotion.
I didn't know. I
That
didn't hear
killed his career.
Wow. Holy crap, my God, one swoop. Well, you shouldn't have been using the money to.
And the soldiers,
At
they
the
had been
time.
complaining, but
At
then
the time.
they would kill your career if you complain about something they're doing
Now they
that
won't.
is unconscionable for you.
Yeah, right.
Because you're saying, my faith says I can't be part of this. Either you be part of this or you'll never get promoted. The moral dilemma. Yeah, it happens all the time. We know, Thank God that my son that I got in California, the Marines, he's in school, so they deployed his unit over to Israel before the new administration took over. But he didn't get to go because he was in school. I told him, stay in school much as you can.
Oh.
Learn to make your survivability better.
Yes.
Because I wanted him to get something safe. He wanted to be a combat engineer, which has to go out front. So I'm going to support you, but I'm going to tell you what you do to make your longevity right. So that's
Right.
another,
Right.
it brings it up to
Make
my
your
mind.
backup. Make sure you don't depend on the military, right? Or
Right.
something.
And
A
then
lot of
save
people
your
go
money.
They get their training in the military, right?
Yeah.
IT.
His survivability. I mean, because if you look at the military, 1975, Vietnam, 68 to 75, Vietnam was winding down. A lot of those soldiers got out, started drinking on the street, drugs, homeless, all of that, because they didn't have the mental health professionals.
Right.
79, 80, we got Beirut, 82. Lebanon, 82. We got Mogadishu, Somalia, Grenada. We got a lot of things going on. A lot of those NCOs got out of the military transition. Mm-hmm. You left a lot of younger people who didn't have that experience from these older guys because you want to pass it on. Mm-hmm. And so now a lot of those are dying at a rate higher than before because they don't have the experience. Now we're short about 1 million people for the military because a lot of people don't want to go in the military. Well, you really can't blame them if you know they're going to die. But I just thought it was a great honor, and I love the Constitution. Hey, I mean, I'm your man.
Yeah.
I became a paratrooper on the front line. I'm not,
Yeah.
because I thought that was what we did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, times have changed now. They think that they're anti-establishment. You talk to a young person, why don't you go to the military? You can get a job, they give you a check twice a month,
Training.
sometimes 3 times training. You can get out,
Yep.
I'm never going there for those people. So my kids, they were like, my daughter, Navy, son, Marines. So
Yeah, I fear we're going to have some bad crises.
we're going to have one. Because we bombed Iran.
We're going to have a law enforcement crisis. We're going to have a school teacher crisis.
Doctors.
We're going to have a military.
Doctors.
Well, no, I don't know about doctors because the kids want the money
No, but
I worry
they
about-
took the funding. They just in the new bill just took the funding for doctors to go to school.
You know what?
The funding they just did with the Republicans, they cut for them to go to school. So they say in 30 years we're gonna have less doctors
Really?
because they need the money to go to school. Because they need like $500,000 to go to
Yeah,
school.
yeah.
So they're saying they're not gonna be able to get that much money from student loan. So right, so they're gonna either have to come out of their pocket or work, and you want a
But there are
doctor.
a lot of kids that want to be a doctor, and they just want, they really want the money. I mean, they want the lifestyle. Like
I want a doctor
Now,
that want to
actually
take care of me.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what the crises come up.
Yeah.
Teachers who dropping like flies. This is bad.
My mother worked till she died in education. She was a special education teacher. My sisters became teachers because of my mother, so it was like a tradition. My
Yeah.
brother became a mortician. I became a computer engineer
Yeah.
because we wanted to go out and make our own money and be successful and help and support your family. Now it's more or less, I don't enter entrepreneurship. Everybody want to be an entrepreneur, but they don't want to get the training or the background to be successful in that business. So you're bouncing from, and you're not really contributing to the overall,
No.
you know. But I got a lot of opinions though about how I think this should work. But you don't have any. Where you coming from? What's your fact?
Yeah. All right. Well, getting back to your no, but it's really sad. I'm glad the mental health part is they just don't have enough people. I mean, that's why the VA can't handle all. So I guess they
They 530,000. So most of them was in physical therapy.
go to other people. I guess.
Well, you know, the CARES program they started with Obama, and where we supposed. That's why I was coming outside with my own money because then they was taking too long to get that approved. So I paid out of my Medicare with my own money. So now they just sent me a text message saying that we saw that you went outside. Come see us. I had to go by the VA. Come see us. Maybe we'll pay for it. And one of the time when I came here on my Medicare, I paid out of my pocket. So now they want to reimburse me. Yeah, I paid Emily, what her name was, Skylar, all them other people. No, the people up front at the front office, they're gone.
Skylar, okay.
Right, I
Yeah.
gave them my American
Yeah.
Express credit. I paid with my American Express.
Well, wait a minute. But if you had Medicare, you wouldn't have to pay anything. would
You still got a copay.
You do?
Now they cutting that 20%.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's gonna give me a record. I just asked her this morning. So I
Oh.
paid for that so I can get to the VA.
Oh, good. Took them. They dragged their tail, but they.
I paid $10,000 out of my pocket to go to a chiropractor that they refused to let me go.
God.
I'm service connected, 10,000. So I got to take that. I had to get that paperwork tomorrow to take to them as well.
Wow.
Because they
So
knew.
they just got by them and you had to stay on it? Basically?
We're gonna do EPMD, and you're gonna love this in 2 weeks. No, I gave them a letter. I am covered under this. This is my disability.
Right.
I'm covered for
Yeah.
50 years. Can I go to this doctor?
Uh-huh.
He had to be able to be seen. They didn't have enough doctors. In 30 days, if they don't see you to a doctor, they have to let you go on the outside. They never gave me authorization.
Oh.
So the guy,
Oh, I see.
I paid
see.
for my
Oh,
own.
You had to. Okay, you got to get that authorization before you do that. Oh my gosh.
but they messed up because I gave it to them in writing, and it was more. It was 2 years.
To get an
January of 23 is now 25.
authorization- Yeah.
I still haven't got the authorization. So when I go to the director's office,
That sounds fishy.
they missed it, right?
Weird.
And the guy I talked to, Mr. Johnson, who's the guy, he had no clue.
You got what?
They had no clue that I'm in your system, but I'm covered for this by the government. But because you don't have enough doctors, you're supposed to refer me out within
right.
30 days.
Yeah,
They never
right,
did.
right.
So that's why Rebecca had to go back to get her authorization for me to come back and finish the relationship because they forgot to do the paperwork. Even though we did it 6 months ahead, she had a hard
I
time getting it.
wonder if we're supposed to be doing something like
I checked. I think I got 3 months,
that. Okay.
but I'm gonna check tomorrow when I go there.
All right. So before we close, I wanted to ask you. So do you feel like that's kind of? I mean, as much as it can. I mean, I know it won't get to a zero. Some things will never get to a zero per se. I guess, right? Especially when you think about death and all. But do you feel like you? I don't want you sitting around. I guess I don't want you sitting around continuing to ask the questions. You've done that for how many freaking years?
I'm an idiot. Sometimes
many
it just come up. I
years?
have to catch myself. About 40, 45. But
We gotta figure out a way to put that so you don't do that anymore. You
Right.
literally just don't allow yourself or don't do it anymore because is what stone has been not unturned.
It's a great analogy. Yeah, I think I've done all that. I went from A to Z and started back over.
I know.
I'm in triple A's now, triple B,
Lord,
triple C.
No, you're right.
But
Right. So
You know,
how
it's
we
just-
put it to rest where there are no questions later. You know, you talked about faith and you talked about how it really tests the stuff, but
the faith walk, that's where it comes at. I have to
when you really give it over, I forget the verse. I don't know, but there's a
cast all your cares upon the Lord, and He shall.
something along those lines.
That's
right?
1 Peter 5:17.
And the other one in Peter, I believe it was something.
Peter.
Something that you don't understand. My ways or something like I don't understand.
Isaiah
Don't-
55, 8 and 9. Then that's also the one about
There's
1
something-
Corinthians 3:12. It says, "Cast all your cares upon the God who care about you." It also said, "Now unto Him can do exceedingly abundant all you can ever ask or think according to the power that work in you." I have to say, God, this is yours. And
Yeah, that's
let
what
me
I'm
quit
saying.
taking it back.
That's
My
That's where you
problem
are now.
has been I know this, but I'm not applying this. It's like
it's
something.
pure, it's total surrender here.
That's the part.
Total
Yield, surrender, submit.
Surrender, yeah.
But it's a guy. But
I mean,
then I
you
read.
said you're on AAA now, so you would if there's an answer and there was some kind of other something, you're not going to get to anything kind of.
I'm better than Einstein. He came with E equal MC squared, the theory of relativity. So I still can't. But I think it's me, basically, is I have
It's
not remorse. I have
good.
why, you know. It'll come to me. Probably I'll see you in 2 weeks. I'm gonna work this out because I'm going to
No,
church a lot more.
Wait. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm going to church. Yeah, 2 weeks because you're not here next week.
Thank
In
you.
2 weeks.
Thank you for reminding me.
Right. I don't want you to show up and I'm not here. You called me.
What's the date? Let me see.
The date, the 28th.
I think it's the 4th. Oh, wait. No, I mean, I'm sorry. The 11th, we'll see you.
On the 11th of
Yeah.
August.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
And you be blessed. Take it easy, and I keep praying for your vertigo. And
Well, like I said, it doesn't. I come for 6 months. It might come for 6 days. It might come for 6 weeks. I mean, it's just so.
Maybe you need to get a vac.
It does seem to be in the morning though. It starts out.
we'll get the Secretary of
I feel bad because it does.
Need a shot for that or something.
It does seem to be in the morning.
A vaccine. They'll give you a vaccine for it.
No, I don't think so. Look, if there's a cure, people would be
In line.
Oh yeah.
I gotta figure out.
There's
the
only
business.
so much you can do with it. But, yeah. Okay.
Miss Valerie, you be blessed.
You
Enjoy
take
your week
care.
off.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a blessed day. All right.